Like many people, I enjoy reading and listening to audiobooks. And I recently discovered part of TikTok known as BookTok, where people post reviews and recommendations. But there's one book that's really doing the rounds at the moment. So today I'm going to discuss that. I want to stress I haven't actually read the book. I've listened to the first 2 chapters, watched several reviews and read some notes. And it sounds utterly insane. Originally released in 2021, but now gaining traction on social media, the book is titled Morning Glory Milking Farm. So from the title there are clear sexual undertones. The story follows Violet, a woman in her mid-20s, highly educated but also heavily in student debt, so very relevant. She gets a job at a collection facility, and this facility makes drugs to treat erectile dysfunction, basically Viagra in everything but name, the Morning Glory Milking Farm. Already it's sounding weird. So, what does Violet's highly paid job involve? She wanks off minotaurs. Yes, the creatures from Greek mythology, the body of a man with the head of a bull, she tosses them off because apparently something in their love yogurt is required to make the fake Viagra. I do have a question here, because when a human man, goes to a sperm donor's, he has to relieve himself. Why can't the Minotaurs do the same thing? Because in effect, the main protagonist is now an interspecies prostitute. Yes, the milking going on isn't for milk, it's for exactly what you think it is. It's baby batter. And then things get oddly specific, because for every Minotaur who has a happy ending, he ejaculates 24 fluid ounces of sex piss. 24 fluid ounces, 681 millilitres. For context, my water bottle is 500 millilitres. I have some quotes from the book coming up later, but most of the ones I've read are pure filth. Not only that, badly written pure filth, because obviously a woman giving handy shandies to a man with the head of a bull isn't weird enough. Like a pornographic version of Beauty and the Beast or 50 Shades of Grey with added bestiality. But in the book, somehow, the Minotaurs, they've maintained bull's genitalia, so poor Violet is having to use both hands on Daddy Cow's love truncheon to get him to blow over a pint of happy juice to 8 different Minotaurs a day. And this book is listed as erotic fiction for women. Now, it's well known that women don't watch much porn, but fuck me do they read it. Remember the phenomena of 50 Shades of Grey? I tried reading the first book, but it transpired that to me, the author didn't understand grammar or tense. My take on the whole 50 Shades of Grey thing was that the character Christian Grey was a violent sexual sadist who got his kicks from controlling and torturing women, but somehow it was okay because he was rich. If Christian Grey had been a van driver from Newcastle, he would have been labelled a fucking psychopath. But that story is still very tame compared to the tale of Violet, a woman in her 20s who goes to work to jerk off mythical creatures. And the story progresses where Violet falls in love with one of the Minotaurs, and his job is a coffee connoisseur. So there's a Minotaur saying, no, I can't defend the labyrinth from Theseus today, I'm working at Costa. What the fuck is going on? And this develops into a full sexual relationship, where a human woman is being banged by a bull's cock. To the ladies who read these books, is everything okay? Do the women who find this erotic get slightly moist when they go past a farmyard? Or find themselves waiting in anticipation to strum one out to Countryfile? Because if we reverse the genders, if the story was about a man finger blasting a cow, the author would be fucking arrested. So let's have some quotes. I'm a millennial. Being anxious and guilty is my birthright. I guess, right? It doesn't flow well, but compare that to, she was going to come very soon. At this rate, orgasming in public, unable to control herself, who knew what she'd do next in her frenzied state? I'm sorry, officer, I didn't mean to fillet this Minotaur in the middle of the dining room. Dickens, it isn't. Or how about this, and these really are the cleanest quotes I could find. One to go. You're making it hard to be a gentleman, he repeated, standing over her on the edge of the bed as she sat with thighs apart. Violet asked, is that the only thing that's hard? This makes 1970s porn films sound like fucking Shakespeare. That book is 244 pages long. And apparently it turns into a slow burn romance. What the fuck? There is a video on YouTube that gives a critique of it and somehow makes out it's about toxic masculinity, the downfall of capitalism and Marxist theory. Marxist theory. Where in Das Kapital does it say we need to cross a man with a bull so a woman in debt can toss it off? But it got me thinking, am I being sexist? Am I being a toxic male? Because this is a story about a woman who falls in love with a man who's half man and half bull. And I don't mind admitting I have a thing for Ariel in Disney's The Little Mermaid, the original one. But it struck me. Ariel, the top half, is female, and then she has a fish bottom. If she had a fish's head and legs, no, that would be fucking weird. Not only that, in The Little Mermaid, there's the hot redhead who gets legs and then can't talk. An attractive woman who's quiet all the time. What's not to fancy? And I've also seen there's a short story called Unhinged about a woman who fucks a door. A door. Now, apparently there's some Greek mythology behind it. I don't give a shit. In the real world, I make doors for a living. I have never seen one and thought, that needs a fucking good seeing to. Anyway, that's the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, please do like and subscribe if you haven't already. If you leave a like, a comment, or share the video, that really helps the algorithm. If you would like to support me in making these videos, and thank you to everyone who's done so already, there are links in the description to buy me a coffee and to my Patreon, and I will be updating that very soon. As ever, thanks for watching. I know in the 2020s anyone can self-publish an ebook at least, but imagine 40 years ago trying to take this fucking story to a publisher. Oh, yeah, the story is there's a woman in debt who's trying to pay that debt off and earn a good living by wanking off a mythical creature from Greek mythology. Who's taking that one on? I read the about the author and I was expecting it just to say she's fucking mental. But it says she's always preferred beasts to boys and that she lives with a scaredy cat dachshund. Yeah, I bet that dog is fucking terrified. So a Minotaur or Minotaur, if you're watching in the New World, it's tomato, we produce fucking bollocks. Minotaur, it's the same word, we just pronounce it differently whether you're in the UK or in the New World. I'm biased, I think, because it has one N, it's Minotaur. A double N would be Minotaur. What the fuck are you on about, Dan?